Hello friends, it's me Daniel, or more specifically, Daniel's Hands. Today I wanted to look at the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch, which just released the other day. I've got one here, obviously, and I just wanted to kind of take a little look at it and go over some of the neat little features and details found within. It's a pretty neat little gadget. I also wanted to take another look at the Mario Game & Watch, which came out last year, and I did receive it then when it launched then, and kind of compare some of the features and stuff between these two devices. Now, this isn't like a quote-unquote unboxing video because I've actually opened both of these already, but I'm pretty diligent about keeping the boxes in good condition and everything like that, so hopefully it'll all be good. You'll need to just forgive the hard lighting coming from the window here, as well as the fact that my desk is not a great desk. I mean, I've got like a notch out of it here, so just forgive that. So obviously we'll set this one aside for now, and let's look at the Zelda Game & Watch. Now, this definitely is more like a collector's item than something you actually want to game on. All the games on this Game & Watch are technically available on Switch. So Zelda 1 and 2 are available through Switch Online, and Link's Awakening got its HD remake on Switch. So you could play those games and have technically a better experience there, but they are available on here as well. So now this plastic sleeve slides right off. There were stickers here holding it on. I've already opened this, so those are sliced away. And it comes with the Game & Watch game Vermin, which is pointed out on here. And again, here's another look at the back of the box. So you've got the Zelda, the original Zelda, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening. You've got the Vermin game, the clock, and a timer that's built. All right, let's open up this. Special thanks to you. That's a cute little message. I love it. This slides out. It also comes with, or at least mine came with, a little token or a little paper that had a redemption code for some My Nintendo Platinum points, which I've already redeemed, but yeah, there's the usual instructions, health and safety stuff, and then of course the actual Game & Watch itself, which is of course just lovely. Now I'm just gonna set this down here so I can show you guys this. Now this is a stand as well as casing that it comes with, and if you open up this tab here, you'll find the charger. It's a USB-C charger, just like everything else. But these little bits of cardboard actually fold to create a little stand that you could display the Game & Watch in, which is nice. I personally plan to display it in the box, but it is really cool that it comes with this sort of built-in stand. I just think that's a really neat detail. And of course the Triforce on the side here looks great. The Game & Watch itself is a beautiful little device. I gotta say, I'm quite enamored with it. You'll notice a little Triforce engraved in the back here, and the usual health and safety stuff here. And unlike the Mario one, it seems to be more tailored towards collectors because it comes in a nicer little bit of packaging here with the stand, which the Mario one didn't. The Mario one didn't even have a start and select button. Otherwise, they are very similar. You know, they use the same D-pad, same sort of very mushy, rubbery buttons. They've got the Game & Watch buttons here for your game time and pause, as well as your power button and charging port on the side of both. But as for this, the Zelda Game & Watch, which is what you guys are here for, really. Whoop. I was already in the middle of a game here. Actually, it seems the lighting is a little too strong to actually make out what's on the screen here. All right, I'm gonna close these blinds here. This is the main sort of game menu. So you've got Zelda 1 and 2 and Link's Awakening. This is the Vermin game that it comes with, which is the Game & Watch game, which is just a fun little bit of a time sink. It's a Game & Watch game. You know, not terribly exciting by today's standards. There's also a timer feature, which is a Zelda 2 themed timer. And Link here will do his thing. Although if you want to, you can take control of Link during this and actually fight some baddies. And I'm doing a pretty bad job. Oh, well, I died. Timer complete. That's fun. Of course, we can go to the actual watch part of the Game & Watch, where we have Zelda 1 Link doing his thing here, and the background actually changes every minute. And again, just like before, if you start pressing buttons, you can actually take control of Link. They gave me the boomerang this time. So last time I did this, I was given bombs. So I guess it assigns you sort of a random item or a random piece of equipment. I also didn't have the red tunic, the red mail, last time. I'll let Link do his thing here on his own. So if you leave it for a sec, he should start going automatically. And when the minute changes, Link will move on to a different screen. All the games are here as you'd expect them, and you can actually choose between the English and Japanese versions, which is pretty neat. There's not much difference between them, but there are a few. The Japanese version, notably, has actually better quality sound. But it's Zelda 1, as you would expect it. And it's fully playable, although it's a little small for my liking, controller-wise. You see, I have to kind of precariously hold it like this, because it's just too small for my hands. Especially the D-pad is quite small, and so it makes playing a little difficult, but we can make our way over to the first dungeon. And it's just like you remember it. Including all the little bits of audio lag. That's just part of the original experience, really. And me dying or being near death is pretty much par for the course when it comes to Zelda 1. It's not a game I'm particularly amazing at, though I have played it through and beaten it a good number of times. And of course, we've got all of the weird, janky translations that were part of the original. Zelda 2 is here as you remember it as well. There, let's go ahead into a battle screen, just to see how bad I am at battling. Oh right, I don't have the down thrust yet. Probably the most exciting of them all is Link's Awakening, and I'm here in the Mysterious Woods at the beginning of the game. The Switch version of Link's Awakening is definitely the better experience. And something to note is you can alter the screen size to be full screen here if you want. Which gives us a little bit of a wider view. Or the original screen size of the Game Boy. So it gives us a more narrow field of view. Also, this is how you adjust the volume, is you hit pause set. Now, Link's Awakening is a great game, and if you want to sort of experience the original, this is a perfectly functional and acceptable way to do it, I would say. Now, this is notably the original Link's Awakening, not the Game Boy Color remake. So the Color Dungeon doesn't exist in this version, I believe. Some folks might be looking at this game selection and wondering, why the first, second, and fourth Zelda game, and why not the third Zelda game, A Link to the Past, instead? Well, and the reason for that is quite simple. A Link to the Past is a much larger game, but also A Link to the Past was a Super Nintendo or SNES title, which would mean you would need a swath of additional buttons to compensate for that, and to stay faithful to the Game & Watch's more simple button layouts. That's the compromise. The Game Boy only had the two face buttons, not the X and Y, and so a Game Boy title on this Game & Watch system is right at home. Another little neat detail I noticed, that Triforce engraving that I showed you earlier, it actually lights up when the system is on, which is a neat little touch. I just love that. Also, I learned this from a Game Explain video. But if you do that, if you hold down the A button for a little bit, it actually plays the sound during the little clock screen. And there's a couple of other instances on the system where holding down the A button like that will unlock certain things as well. And you can turn it back off by doing the same thing. That is the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch system. Now, how does it stack up compared to the Mario Game & Watch? I think it's a big improvement, to be honest. The Mario Game & Watch... Well, I've got the time set wrong. There we go. So, there's a lot of neat little improvements here. Of course, there's no little symbol or light up thing on the back of the Mario Game & Watch, and no start and select button. And the interface here when choosing the game is a little nicer looking in the Zelda one. You get actually a proper menu that takes up the whole screen instead of just this little pop-up one. This one also has the timer feature, which the Mario one does not have, as well as a third game instead of just 2. Another feature lacking in this Game & Watch that is present on the Zelda one is that ability to change the language. You have the English and Japanese versions of Zelda 1 and 2, and even more language options for Link's Awakening. Options are always good. Overall, I would say that the Zelda Game & Watch is a better product with more features and more games. That said, these are definitely more tailored to being collector's items than actual gaming devices. And I think Nintendo knows that, which is why they included the stand here in the box for the Zelda Game & Watch. Although it would be nice for the Mario Game & Watch to have had a similar feature, it sadly does not. So in the end, the Zelda Game & Watch takes the cake, and it's not just my apparent Zelda bias. Of course, I do love Zelda and it's my favorite series, but the Zelda Game & Watch frankly just has more games and more features on it. That said, they're both great little collector's pieces, and I think that's the main driving point of this, is that they are collector's pieces. If you're actually looking to play these games, your Switch or other home console is going to be a better option for you, except for the actual Game & Watch games, which are pretty simple little distractions more so than anything else. 4 of these games are available on Switch Online. The only one that isn't is Link's Awakening, and the version included here is probably the worst version of Link's Awakening, being the Game Boy original, not the Game Boy Color remake or the Switch remake. Obviously, the Switch remake just wouldn't work on this little device, but it would have been really neat to have the option for the Game Boy Color version of Link's Awakening on here. But overall, they're not bad little devices, but they're definitely collector's pieces. Just if you're wanting to play these games, you're going to have a better experience elsewhere, just because the Game & Watch itself is really small and frankly uncomfortable to hold and play on for long extended periods of time. That isn't to begrudge these devices. I think they're really lovely pieces of hardware and they're wonderful collector's pieces, but just keep in mind that that's the driving force behind these. They're collector's pieces for the 35th anniversary of these games. They're not meant to really be hardcore gaming devices by any means. I think Nintendo knew that and leaned into the collector's piece idea as much as they could, and I think that they pulled it off successfully. I love these little things, and if Nintendo wants to make more, I would certainly not be mad. They're great little pieces. But if you're not a hardcore collector, would I recommend actually getting these? Probably not, but they are cool little things, and if you just want something cool on the shelf, or a neat little thing to fidget around with for a while, then maybe you'll have some fun, or maybe you'll find some enjoyment out of this. That's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this little look at these Game & Watch systems. The Zelda Game & Watch has a ton of neat little features, and I think it's just pretty cool to be able to play these games like this. Anyways, guys, that's all for me for now. I will catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you to the lovely people who supported me on Patreon, as well as my channel members, particularly those who supported at the cheese level or higher, which includes Tetra, Brenda, Justin, Callie, Finley, Grey Mage, Hylian Historian, Gale, and Ethan3G. Thank you so much for the support, you guys, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.